Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. The stage is set for 2024 Lok Sabha elections. On one hand, in the national capital, 38 political parties attended the NDA meet held by the Prime Minister. That meeting is still underway. Amongst these 38 parties, there are some that have left the NDA and rejoined the alliance to strengthen India, as they say. And the Saffron Party remains, of course, committed to its ideology. On the other hand, 26 like-minded opposition parties met in Bengaluru for a second time as far as bringing together the opposition parties are concerned. And they gave a new name to their alliance today. It now stands as India. That is Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance. This is, of course, the new rechristening of the erstwhile UPA and allies. Whether this is a rebranding of an old wine or a beginning of new things to come remains to be seen. Another meet will now be conducted of the opposition in Mumbai, but the dates for them is yet to be decided. It's quite interesting to see that out of all the parties in both the alliances, only 9 parties have 10 or more seats in the 545-member Lok Sabha. So whether it's 30 plus on one side or 20 plus on the other side, the numbers really lie with as little as 10 parties that make or break alliances and make the difference of who's going to be coming to power again in 2024. And that really remains the greatest challenge for the opposition bloc. While the NDA is also shoring up their numbers, they do so from a position of majority and strength, while the opposition has little numbers to back them. So could things change dramatically for them with the rechristening of this sort? And who exactly looks stronger as it stands today? We take those questions to our guests in just a bit. First up, the National Democratic Alliance headed by the BJP meeting in the national capital. As I mentioned, total 38 parties are in a huddle. The meeting being chaired by the Prime Minister. So why is this meeting so significant? Now, this meet comes amidst the opposition's unity meet in Bengaluru. So juxtapositioning the both. The expansion of the NDA also counters the allegation that BJP doesn't take alliance partners together, which was the narrative for the last 5 years, and likes to go it solo in polls. The NDA meet could also push a few neutral parties that haven't taken a stance one way or the other to weigh in before the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. The number 38 versus 26 also ignites a psychological warfare amongst the two blocs. And this is also realpolitik for the BJP in some states to consolidate votes, because few percentages can change the game, especially in states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Now, earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched a no-holds-barred attack on the opposition unity meet today. One, he said that the opposition's Bengaluru meet is hardcore corruption convention. Casteism and limitless corruption is the opposition's guarantee, he reiterated, and that the opposition only stands for of the family, for the family. He also went on to say today, amongst his other charges, that people out on bail today in scams are given more respect, and that the opposition leaders are mum on issues like Bengal Panchayat violence. Even though they've come together, they of course have raised questions on the ruling TMC on other occasions. But let's shift focus to the 26 parties that met in Bengaluru today. Here are the key takeaways from that meeting. The new name, of course, that's the talk of the town of the alliance, is India, the abbreviation for Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, the long one. The secretariat will be formed for this entire bloc for campaign management in the national capital. And an 11-member coordination panel will also be set up soon. All 26 parties decided to set their differences in states aside. So issues like the Panchayat poll violence, for example, are not to be pressed upon, at least not in public. It remains to be seen how the state units react, especially from the Congress party. And the next opposition meet is to be conducted in Mumbai. We are waiting for the announcement of the dates. Let me give you another scoop from the opposition meet. According to Congress sources, a common minimum program was pushed during the meeting as well. Congress allies from the south, especially like the DMK and the VCK, proposed that a delegation comprising of opposition leaders should visit Manipur and take stock of the situation. They also pushed for a consensus position to be formed in Parliament against UCC or Uniform Civil Code that has been discussed. Governor's role and appointment should be according to the recommendations of the Sakaria Commission. Remember, this panel had recommended changes in governor's appointment process and also the governor's role in state politics. They also further demanded that there should not be any increase in Lok Sabha seats post a delimitation exercise. The focus should be on changing the boundaries of a constituency, and that there should be a minimum income guarantee for those below poverty line, for the families below poverty line. The big debate, of course, that is coming up is, as ahead of the 2024 elections, there is a battle of the alliances shaping up. Exactly who looks strong?
To save the democracy and constitution, a new name is given, that is Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance.
इन्होंने इकोनॉमी बर्बाद कर दी, इन्होंने रेलवे बर्बाद कर दी, सारे एयरपोर्ट बेच दिए, इन्होंने जहाज बेच दिए, आसमान बेच दिया, धरती बेच दी, पाताल बेच दिया, सब कुछ इन्होंने अपने लोगों को बेच दिया।
परिवर्तन की बातें करके जनता से विश्वासघात करने वाले जब करोड़ों का शराब घोटाला करते हैं तो ये कुनबा फिर उन्हें कवर देने लग जाता है।
First up, I want to go across to O.P. Rajbhar, the SB-SP chief, one of the parties that has rejoined the NDA after being bitter opponents for the last 5 years. O.P. Rajbhar is joining us. I spoke to him earlier and began by asking him, the first important question is why you have decided to re-enter the NDA. आपने ये डिसीजन क्यों लिया है? क्योंकि नेशनली भी और उत्तर प्रदेश में भी आप बीजेपी के ओपोनेंट्स के साथ आपने हाथ मिलाया था, उनसे लड़ाई करी थी। तो ये 2024 से पहले आपने डिसीजन क्यों लिया है कि आप एनडीए के साथ लड़ेंगे?
देखिए, जो विकास की योजनाएं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा यहां से बनाई गई और धरातल पे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के द्वारा धरातल पे पहुंचाई जा रही हैं, तो उससे हम लोगों को भी लगा कि जो विकास का काम हो रहा है उस काम में हम लोगों को भी हाथ बटाना चाहिए। तो अपने लोगों से बातचीत किया तो अपने लोगों ने बताया कि नहीं, हम लोगों को भी साथ होकर के इस लड़ाई में साथ मिलकर के आगे चलना चाहिए।
लोग तो ये भी कहेंगे कि आपकी जो अलायंस बसपा से बनी थी या भाजपा से बनी थी, उसमें एसपी बीएसपी से बनी थी, उसमें अच्छे रिजल्ट्स नहीं मिले आपको, तो आप अपनी पार्टी के रिजल्ट्स देखते हुए फिर एनडीए से हाथ मिलाना चाह रहे हैं?
नहीं, कहने के लिए कोई कुछ कहे। देखिए, समझौते तो होते हैं, रिजल्ट आना न आना वो अलग की बात है, लेकिन एक सोच जो देश में हो रही है, सबके लिए जो काम हो रहा है उसमें सहयोग करना सबका नैतिक कर्तव्य है। अब तो विपक्ष में भी आपने सदन में भी देखा, तो जिस तरह का वहां पहली बार मैं आया चुन करके, तो जब सदन में देखा, चाहे वो राज्यपाल के अभिभाषण पे हो, चाहे मुख्यमंत्री के विचार पे हो, जिस तरह का वहां होता था, तो हम तो हमेशा समर्थन में रहते थे कि नहीं भाई, एक शिष्टाचार होना चाहिए सदन के अंदर, ताकि अगर महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदय बोल रहे हैं तो उनको सुनिए, जो कमी है उसको फिर सदन में रखिए। लेकिन जिस तरह का वहां हुड़दंगई होती रही तो हम तो उसके खिलाफ रहते थे।
दूसरी तरफ से ये भी सवाल उठता है कि भाजपा की पॉपुलैरिटी को देख के 2024 में कोई और नहीं आ सकता, इसलिए बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी पार्टीज, आपकी पार्टी भी भाजपा से जुड़ना चाह रही है ताकि कुछ इससे कुर्सी का भी थोड़ा लेन देन हो जाए, मिनिस्टर पद मिल जाए। क्या ये चाह रहे हैं आप?
नहीं, देखिए, हम कुछ नहीं चाह रहे हैं, और हमारी जो मंशा है, देखिए, एक हमारे समाज की लड़ाई है, जो जाति की लड़ाई है। एक हाई कोर्ट ने एक आदेश दिया है, भर राज्य भर जाति को अनुसूचित जनजाति में शामिल करने का प्रस्ताव उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार दिल्ली भेजे। अब इसी 14 जुलाई को एक आदेश हुआ 11 मार्च 2022 को एक आदेश हुआ था, तो उसमें सरकार ने हलफनामा लगाया कि हम 2 महीने में भेज देंगे। तो इसी बात को लेकर के मुख्यमंत्री से भी चर्चा हुई, गृह मंत्री से भी चर्चा हुई। अब आए हैं, अगर समय मिलेगा अकेले तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री से भी चर्चा इस पे करेंगे। तो एक ये बड़ा इशू समाज का रहा है, इसको लेकर के हम बराबर लड़ते झगड़ते रहते हैं। तो इसको करने के लिए और आदेश हाई कोर्ट का है।
जी, एक और सवाल मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि बीजेपी के ऑलरेडी और भी अलायंस पार्टनर्स हैं जो उत्तर प्रदेश से आते हैं, निषाद पार्टी है, अपना दल है, तो आप कैसे देखते हैं? उत्तर प्रदेश में ही उनके काफी सारे अलायंस पार्टनर्स हो गए हैं, तो आप अपना रोल कैसे देखते हैं और अपना बेस कैसे देखते हैं?
देखिए, अब उत्तर प्रदेश में जो हम सब लोग एक साथ आ गए, चाहे संजय निषाद जी हों, प्रिया जी हों, हम हो गए, और जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी, अब वहाँ लड़ाई नाम की कोई चीज नहीं रह गई है। अब वहाँ उत्तर प्रदेश में 80 की 80 लोकसभा सीट एनडीए के खाते में होगी।
ओके, तो आपको कोई चिंता नहीं है कि सीटों का बंटवारा कैसे होगा? इतने सारे अलायंस पार्टनर तो उत्तर प्रदेश में ही हो गए हैं।
ना कोई, देखिए, हमको जब सरकार बनाने बिगाड़ने की बात होती है तब सीटों का झगड़ा होता है। हमको यहाँ तो अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज करानी है कि हमारा यहाँ जो है सांसद रहेगा तो कम से कम आने जाने के लिए कमरा भी रहेगा। कोई बात अगर दिल्ली में करनी होगी, किसी मंत्री से, प्रधानमंत्री, गृह मंत्री से मिलना होगा, तो सांसद आसानी से लेके मिल लेगा। ये चीजें हैं, और कोई बात तो रहे हमारा।
अच्छा, तो ये जो एनडीए की जो मीटिंग हो रही है नेशनल कैपिटल में, उससे पहले भी लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि एनडीए या बीजेपी थोड़ी नर्वस लग रही है 2024 को लेके, इसीलिए उन्होंने ये पूरी मुहिम चलाई है कि पुराने साथियों को भी वापस लाया जाए, नए साथियों को भी जोड़ा जाए। तो क्या कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है नंबर्स में 2024 के लिए?
अब उन लोगों को शायद पता नहीं है कि जैसा आपको पता है कि ओम प्रकाश राजभर 2017 में भी साथ थे ना, और बीजेपी ने हमको नहीं छोड़ा था, हम छोड़ के चले गए थे। और बीजेपी की एक अच्छी क्वालिटी ये है कि लोगों को साथ रखने के लिए वो लेके चलना चाहती है, और जो कह रहे हैं कि लोगों को साथ जोड़ रहे हैं, तो भाई सारे लोग तो, जितने लोगों को मैं देख रहा हूं, तो सब लोग तो पुराने ही साथी हैं।
नहीं, पर मेरा सवाल ये था कि जो पूरी मुहिम है कि एनडीए को दोबारा से बढ़ाया जाए, क्या ये इसलिए है कि डर है कुछ 2024 के नंबर्स को लेके? ऑपोजिशन तो यही कह रहा है।
नहीं, देखिए, अब आपको बता दें, जो विपक्ष की बैठक हो रही है वो 24 में विपक्ष मजबूत कैसे हो, इसके लिए वहां बैठक हो रही है। जो एनडीए की बैठक दिल्ली में हो रही है, माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाने की बैठक हो रही है कि 24 में हम सब लोग मिलकर के माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाएंगे। इस बात का संकल्प लेने के लिए ये बैठक हो रही है, जो एनडीए की दिल्ली अशोका होटल में।
अच्छा, जो ऑपोजिशन की जो मीटिंग हुई है आज, उसको आप कैसे देखते हैं? आपने अखिलेश यादव के एक बयान पे भी स्टेटमेंट दिया है कि ये सारे लीडर्स मिल रहे हैं। आप जो ऑपोजिशन यूनिटी की बात उठती है, उसको कैसे देखते हैं आज के दिन?
देखिए, अभी जैसा कि आप लोगों के चैनल पे मैंने देखा कि कांग्रेस की तरफ से बयान आया कि हमारे तरफ से कोई प्रधानमंत्री नहीं होगा। मतलब कि वहां मालूम हो गया है कि विपक्ष सरकार नहीं बना सकता, तो पहले ही कि नहीं मिलना है तो छोड़ दो भाई, चलो। तो ये हताशा और निराशा ही न दिख रही है।
तो आप ये मानते हैं कि ऑपोजिशन कितने ही साथ आ जाए, कितनी भी पार्टीज जुड़ जाएं, वो एनडीए को टक्कर नहीं दे पाएगी 2024 में?
नहीं, इस नाते लगता है कि हम जहां से आते हैं यूपी में
जी,
और यूपी में ये विपक्ष के लोग बता दे कई सीट, कहाँ एक सीट बता दें जहां जीत रहे हो, हम उनका रिजल्ट बता दें, खर्च से कितना वोट पाएंगे।
All right, I leave it at that. Well, that in Uttar Pradesh, that is indeed a big question. Where are the opposition seats going to come from? That's the question that O.P. Rajbar is raising. Let me also go across to our other guests now joining us. Neeti Jain from the BJP, Prateek Som from the JJP, Salman Soz is from the Congress Party, and Ghanshyam Tiwari is from the Samajwadi Party. Ghanshyam Tiwari, why don't I open the debate with you? O.P. Rajbar is raising an interesting question. Where are you going to win in Uttar Pradesh? And if you don't win in Uttar Pradesh, by you I mean all of the alliance partners that have come together, how are you going to make a dent on the national scene that the opposition is aiming for with these unity meetings?
Good evening, Shivani, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. let's start by congratulating every Indian that today the battle for 2024 is battle for a government that will care about the youth, care about employment, care about price rise, care about the social harmony, and on a plank that is India and India for all. And it is pitted against a prime minister that has turned himself into a radio, would not do a press conference, would not listen to people, will shut down the parliament because he can't speak on Adani, and has more and more looks like the prime minister of a few Gujarati corrupt businessmen. Coming to what O.P. Rajbhar said, here are three important statements that he has made in the past. That wo apni baat ka nahi, wo apne baap ka nahi. He said योगी जी को भीख मांगने की ट्रेनिंग देंगे. He said भगवान भी आ जाए भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं ज्वाइन करेंगे. He said भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता कहीं मिले वो दो पैर पे आए वो चार कंधों पे जाने चाहिए उनको मारिए. So the man who has no logic, no moral framework is challenging just because he opportunistically becomes part of an alliance which looks like a girov right now. That कोई यहाँ से टूटा है, कोई वहाँ से भागा है, कोई वहाँ के पार्टी का सिंबल लेके भागा है, कोई कहीं की सरकार लेके भागा है. All those feeble people with no moral character, no ideology has come together for a photo op, and that photo op was necessary because there is a credible alliance formation that is happening.
But Ghanshyam Tiwari, with all due respect, that charge can also be made at the opposition bloc. You've been rivals in the states. You continue to be so. What is the common ideology that the opposition bloc has? I know in politics there are no permanent friends and enemies anyways, but on the issue of ideology.
It is a fair point to make, but every leader who is there in Bangalore, right, has either represented the people of their state on their own ideology, on their own leadership path. It is not like a Shinde who when he formed the government, then the slogan was 50 khoke ekdam okay, and the Supreme Court said that it's a government in immoral fabric. It is not like a Ajit Pawar. It is not like O.P. Rajbhar who's saying that BJP ke karyakartaon ko maro, jaan se maro. That is what he is saying. So the point is, the Prime Minister will not look taller if he stands among a girov that has either stolen something from their party or ran away with the symbol of their party. Look at Chirag Paswan and the remaining Paswan. It's a that split into two because of BJP. So this Kunba is only there because Prime Minister himself, his leadership has reduced to leading a few corrupt Gujarati businessmen. That is his entire business today. Nothing else. He will not visit Manipur. He will not speak about employment. He will not open the parliament to... Just
to remind you about what O.P. Rajbhar said, I asked him exactly this question, that why are you coming back with the NDA? And there will be several speculation as to why. And he said that we left them, we are coming back. So that decision can always be taken. But Niti Jain has been wanting to come in. Yes, Niti Jain, please respond to what Ghanshyam Tiwari is saying before I go across to our other guests as well.
Shivani, I think the delusion that this entire so-called alliance is very exemplary in what Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari has been saying. You raise questions on morality. I think it is very rich coming from an entire alliance that is the entire Bhanumati ka Kunba Joda, kahin ki it, kahin ka roda, Bhanumati ka Kunba Joda. You have been against BSP, you did an alliance with them earlier. You were against Congress, you've done an alliance with them. And the entire parties that are sitting on that alliance chair, they have all been opposing each other and they still do. The other part being your own ground workers are not supporting the dynasts who are taking these decisions. So for example, an Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary in Calcutta will say we are completely against Mamata Banerjee, but the king of dynasts, Rahul Gandhi, will sit in a meeting and say, nahi, hum sab ikatthe hain. So I think these people are working from a place of delusion. The second point you made was about the PM being a PM of just the Gujaratis. So again, you are refusing to even look out from the box that you are operating in. If you did not see his trips outside, the foreign trips that he had to the US, to France and all of those places, if you don't understand what the PM has done for the entire country on an international stage and you are calling him a PM of certain Gujaratis, again, I would just say that you people are operating from a place of delusion and you have no idea about the reality that this country is facing and going through, the transition that we are going through as a country under one man.
No, but let's stick to the whole alliance battle that is shaping up. Salman Soz, I'm coming to you. The UPA has been renamed or rechristened. And some are saying this could well be a masterstroke that will force the NDA to maybe rethink a new name for them as well. So tell me a little bit about this name India. Do you think that alone will change the fortunes of the opposition alliance, or do you need more than symbolism?
Well, of course, you need a lot more than symbolism. You need a lot of substance, and I think that is going to come. But the name itself is very, very important. What are we saying through this? Of course, Indian national, that is also part of, by the way, the Congress's name. But also, it is developmental. That means we want development for the people of India. It's also inclusive. And those are two very, very important things for not just the Congress party, but for Ghanshyam's party and for all of our alliance partners. There are 26 right now. Who knows, it can grow. And the names that you see there, the names of political parties that are part of this alliance are weighty names. They're substantive names. They're not, 0.1% party, 0.2% vote share party. Some of these parties are really big parties in their own right.
But can I come in?
And very strong parties.
Can I come in? Praful Patel, who holds the unique distinction of attending both the opposition meeting and then the NDA meeting, he actually made fun of the opposition meeting in Patna, saying there were parties there who have not even a single member in Lok Sabha. And what are these guys sitting together and talking about?
Well, then Mr. Praful Patel should start counting the 38 or so political parties that are going to join that are part of the NDA right now, and then start having a good old time, laughing at everyone that he can find, because you'll find a lot more of those in this particular alliance, which I call the coalition of compulsion. Both for the Prime Minister and the BJP, because they know that they're on a weak wicket, but also for the others who are being compelled in many ways through coercion to join these people. Now, by the way, Mr. Rajbar, who you interviewed first, what can one say? Somebody who says that the Prime Minister is the biggest liar in India, the biggest liar, he said. What can you say? Now, the BJP spokesperson talks about this is the BJP talking point, dynasty, dynasty, dynasty. Yesterday, Mr. Chirag Paswan, who is obviously Paswanji's son, he was welcomed by the BJP. And if the BJP is so much against dynasty, then maybe the BJP spokesperson will join me today and call for the resignation of the defense minister's son as well as the home minister's son, who are holding very important positions.
Okay, I'll keep that issue aside. I think we've discussed this dynasty issue. I think the fundamental point the BJP makes is that obviously sons and daughters of politicians will be in politics, but will they be chosen heirs of their party and nobody else can be a party president or chosen heir? That's the fundamental issue. Yes, Neeti, you want to respond? Yeah, Neeti, let Neeti respond. Salman, let Neeti respond both to the name India that the opposition has come up with. Don't you think it has the power to resonate with the public? Some sort of a rebranding exercise that in politics is very important. Perception is key. And of course, to what Salman has said.
So, for the Congress party to come out and celebrate a new name, I think I wouldn't be so happy about it, because essentially all it says is that UPA is dead. This is an alliance that is not being led by the Congress party anymore. And that is all that this new name says to the public and to everybody in general, that UPA is dead. So that remains the first point. The second question, I'm sorry, what
about
was the
the dynasty attack on the opposition, the fact that you've come back to alliance partners. No,
yeah,
interesting. Both our opposition members are raising an interesting point. You've gone back with people who've abused you publicly.
So again, the point being that, like Rajbarji said in your interview, that it was not the NDA that sent them away. It was these parties that moved away for certain reasons, and they have come back for certain reasons. So I think Rajbarji would be a better person to answer those questions. But about the dynasts, all we are saying is that if a party president of the state says something, the party is going to listen to them, because we do not have a dynast ruling us. And that remains the point. No dynast is an it-all, be-all in our party. So son of a politician can be a politician, but they remain a politician only if they have the caliber, not because they have a surname. Our party does not run on a surname, be it Gandhi, be it Yadav, be it Thackeray or whatever. And Mallikarjun Kharge ji was today asked the question that half of NCP is not with you and half of Thackeray ji's party is not with him anymore. And he said it's okay, MLA chale gaye to koi baat nahi, but dynasts to hamare saath hai. So what is the point if the people who are getting you votes are not with you, the people who are in touch with the people are not with you, the person who was winning your Baramati seat is not with you anymore. What are you claiming to be a party of?
Okay. I'll come to the question. I'll come to the fundamental question of where are the seats going to come from. Prateek Som hasn't spoken. Prateek, essentially it is also looking like the NDA is also nervous. Nervous नहीं होते तो क्यों वापस जाते उन लोगों के साथ जो उनके साथ छोड़ के चले गए थे कुछ साल पहले?
Yes, so good evening. Let me give my initial submissions
on this. So JJP joining NDA shows the commitment of BJP and JJP to work for betterment of India
and to work against the divisive forces. So if we take a broader view, what is happening with opposition, 2 meetings have happened and agenda and issueless meetings are happening where none has shown any commitment to sacrifice their political space for betterment of India. Let me remind you that during UPA rule, when the meeting for formation of Third Front arose, it was Dushyant Chautala, an MP authorized by INLD party chief Om Prakash Chautala, who even offered to merge his party for united opposition. So this is how you work for the greater cause. And what is happening now when Congress is not ready to even accommodate Aam Aadmi Party on a micro issue of ordinance in Delhi? Do you think they can work together?
No, they have.
It is just a
Despite stiff opposition from their Delhi unit, the Congress leadership has decided they will back the Aam Aadmi Party.
All right, let me just rebut you on 2 points. What Ghanshyam said that jo apne baap ka nahi, apni baat ka nahi. Let me just, he must recollect that what Kejriwal said when forming Aam Aadmi Party, that he will never do coalition with Congress. And what Nitish Kumar said, zindagi mein RJD se haath nahi milaunga. So this is what the things are happening in the opposition front. And when you talk about dynasty, have you forgotten the RJD of Yadavs and the DMK of Stalin? Are these parties not dynasts? So I agree with the point of Niti Jain that the person who is heading the NDA is not a dynast, and even those parties who are regional parties joining hand with NDA, they are work for the betterment of India, they work for the greater cause. These meetings which has been happening on the opposition front is nothing because they are not ready to sacrifice their political space.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I did start with asking that question to Ghanshyam Tiwari, but Ghanshyam, let's come back to the nitty-gritties, right? Less than a year to go for the elections. Forget about complex states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and even others, let's say West Bengal, where the Congress and the TMC themselves are at loggerheads. Where are the numbers going to come from for this opposition bloc? The BJP, whether you like it or not, is on such a strong wicket that alone it can hope to get majority. It is not bringing this alliance into shape and adding partners from a position of being forced into it. Isn't that the basic difference?
Shivani, first and foremost, I'll correct what Prateek heard. I quoted O.P. Rajbhar.
Yes, you quoted O.P. Rajbhar, yes.
Second, I think BJP is very, very strong because they don't care that there's a Braj Bhushan Singh who's accused of molesting, harassing 1,000 girls. Every day newspaper is writing about it, but he is the torchbearer of BJP. BJP is very, very strong because their own government is in Manipur.
You are known to support all the Bahubalis in UP, so please stop what about to be.
Please speak on your term. Okay. BJP is very, very strong because their own government is in Manipur. Manipur is burning. The Prime Minister or anybody would not meet their own set of MLAs. BJP is very, very strong because they dismiss that in a country where under 14 population is over 30 crore, that population, the employment is not an issue. BJP dismisses employment as an issue. Ask them about unemployment in Uttar Pradesh. They will say the rate is just 4%, which means that 1 in 25 people is unemployed in Uttar Pradesh, which is such a farce. They will say that distributed 44 crore mudra loans in a country that has 26 crore families, which means that they have given mudra loans to 2 mudra loans to each family. So BJP is
one second. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I get your point. Nobody is trying to suggest that there are no issues. I get your point, but let me come in. Let me just refocus this. Nobody is trying to suggest that there are no issues. Of course, as the opposition, you will raise the issues against the government, but I'm just asking you, realistically speaking, how are you going to increase your tally 3 times? You look at the tally that the current opposition bloc has. That will be unheard of.
Very, very straightforward. The fact is that BJP has been booted out of all of South India, where they cannot get a single seat on their own agenda and on their own leadership. T. Raja, who continuously speaks against communal harmony, is their torchbearer in South India.
No, you're not understanding. Ghanshyam, you're evading my question. See, again, I didn't think I'll have to point this out. But state elections and general elections go differently. I think you will also accept that pattern has emerged. Even if you're talking about Karnataka, the BJP government getting booted out, their vote share has actually increased. What is to suggest that vote share will not go for Mr. Modi in 2024?
It's not about vote share. This is one versus one. That T. Raja is their lone voice in South India, that Braj Bhushan Singh is their top voice in Uttar Pradesh, that they don't have a voice in Bihar, that they don't have a voice in Delhi. Haryana, they will face a massive rout because the women of Haryana want to boot out this party that stands with those who are accused of assaulting girls of Haryana, the wrestlers of Haryana.
All right. Let me bring in Salman in on this as well. Then I'll give our members of the BJP and the JJP an opportunity. Salman, what is going to make the difference for the opposition bloc suddenly to defeat a mighty alliance like the NDA?
I really think that this whole idea of this mighty alliance is a 2019, 2020, 2021 maybe kind of narrative. This is an old narrative. The BJP is not that strong anymore in the country. I mean, the rout that they faced in Karnataka, despite the Prime Minister camping in Karnataka himself, when he should have been in Manipur, he was in Karnataka. And he spent so much time there. Amit Shah spent so much time there. And they were routed. They were defeated in Himachal Pradesh. Mind you, they're going to lose Madhya Pradesh. They're going to lose. Rather, we will win Madhya Pradesh. We will win Chhattisgarh. Okay? Telangana, they're going to lose. In Rajasthan, where everybody was saying that they're going to win, this is like every 5 years there's a new government there. In Rajasthan, now there's a very competitive election, mind you. Mizoram, they're not going to win. Haryana, they'll be routed.
You're still talking about states.
BJP will be lucky if in Haryana they get 10 seats.
Okay.
They'll be lucky.
Prateek Som can respond to that Haryana question, but you're still focusing on the states. Salman, let me come in. Salman, let me come in. You're still focusing on state elections. State elections do tend to go differently.
No.
Telangana, in any case, it's not like the Congress is coming to power, right? Is that what you're suggesting?
Where?
Telangana.
In Haryana?
In Telangana.
In Telangana, we are now in competition with the BRS, not BJP. BJP is finished. BJP is number 3 now. Finished. Those dreams are gone. Finished.
So if you're saying the 2019 pattern where the BJP lost a few key state elections ahead of 2019 also, mind you, when all of this was being talked about, you saw the 2019 Lok Sabha election results. You are saying that's a thing of the past?
That is a thing of the past, and you will see that after these elections where BJP is going to be defeated in all 5 states, mark my words, all 5 states, including Rajasthan, then you will have the national election where there's going to be the India Alliance versus the NDA of the BJP, basically.
And you will be able to put up... No, Salman, the India Alliance will be able to put up one candidate on 300 plus seats in India, you're saying?
Absolutely, you will see it. Absolutely, we will, and we will defeat them because their time is up. They've destroyed this country. We're going to put this country back on the path to prosperity.
Neeti wants to come in.
Look, I cannot wake up somebody who's pretending to be asleep. I can wake up somebody who's sleeping, but somebody who's pretending to sleep, nobody can wake that person up. Like I said, these people are operating from a place of delusion, and that remains the entire point. I think as many times as you may ask these people the question, the specific questions about 24, they have no answers because their leaders still don't have any answers. So all the alliances that they can form and they can click pictures and all of those things, but there is no question that has been answered in any of those meetings yet. So I'm sure they don't have any answers of where they are getting the seats or whatever is happening. That said, I think the BJP, so to say, today is celebrating 25 years of alliance, and we have remained with our ideology. We have remained with the work that we have done, and that is what we are celebrating. The alliance that these people are forming is essentially just people coming together to save themselves. This is not an alliance to save the democracy. It is an alliance to save dynasts and their corruption.
Okay.
And
the
that
other thing
remains
that
the
is
bottom
often
point.
talked about as far as the opposition...
You may not like to hear that word.
As far as the opposition alliance is concerned, the other big challenge they face, apart the challenge of the numbers and the popularity of the Prime Minister, is who will their face be? And against a face like Narendra Modi, you would need a face on the other side. The same thing, against Arvind Kejriwal in the national capital, you need a face. You can't fight a faceless battle. The BJP will attest to that in the national capital. But I have limited time. Let Prateek Som come in. Prateek.
Plus also...
Yes.
Just a very small point,
yes, Niti.
Shivani, if
yes,
I may.
Yes, very quickly.
Plus also, all of these leaders are saying, so for example, Arvind Kejriwal says, Delhi or Punjab aap chhod do. So is Congress willing to cede space in all the states where they are not
He's saying they'll figure it out.
States.
He's saying
but
they'll figure it out.
An answer.
Let's wait and see. He's saying they'll figure it out. We will put up one candidate against the BJP or the NDA candidate.
You will see how we'll figure it out.
We'll wait and see. Prateek.
Sure.
So the election of Lok Sabha are fought on PM face. Do they have a single face who can they portray as a PM candidate? Not even a face, not even a consensus. Now, rebutting my co-panelist's claim, in Haryana, recent municipal elections, Salman, this is for you. BJP got 26% votes, JJP got 20% votes. My friend, you are far from the ground. You don't have knowledge about the ground. Haryana has not forgotten the Congress rule where CLU factories were operating from Chief Minister's office. Innocent farmer lands were taken at meager amounts and given to Dhanna Seths. Every other person in Gurgaon was a property dealer dealing with Chief Minister's office in Chandigarh. This government has been running from 4 years till now. No single scam has emerged. This is about governance. This is not about changing farmers' land and doing CLUs and giving it to your son-in-laws and to all other Dhanna Seths. This is governance which Haryana wants to see, and you will see the result next year too.
Salman, I have 30 seconds only, please.
So, of course, in Haryana, I think the time will tell. I think you will be defeated soundly. As far as Ms. Jain's comment about opposition party leaders trying to save themselves is concerned, I would only say this. The entire country knows that when you want to save yourself from the BJP, you join them because they have a washing machine that cleans you up. So everybody knows. So we don't need any.
They're just trying to save themselves because nobody would say anything about the violence happening in Bengal, but they would come out and say कि अरे उनकी corruption पे सवाल क्यों उठा दिया? You have a problem with questions being raised on their corruption, but not on that corruption itself, and that is why this is about dynasty and corruption, and that is all.
All right, I've run out of time.
All opposition people are united.
I've run out of time. Let's see how this goes. In any case, ahead of 2024, this is going to be the prime focus, issues of corruption on either side, and of course the alliance battle that is shaping up. I do thank our guests for joining us. Time for a very short break. On the other side, we'll get you the curious story of Seema Haider and how she's being grilled by the UP ATS. But even as that happens, temples are getting attacked in Pakistan, where she comes from. Is this a revenge attack on Hindus, as is being alleged?